I would like to borrow this word from Ivan Innocent Che. Coup d'etat isi ewo Niger ekoso trend on social media no. Or the ensemble tuja ewo Power FM okase democracy enya krano sene coup d'etat. We are not advocating for coup d'etat. This is just a report for people to know what is going on. Al-Wahab Farouk ede ensemble atuja ocha say there are more coups to happen in Africa. Now, it reminded me of post to be the African report a post here on my website. On my choice why Africa should expect more coup. This post here on my post to no March 2022 moho baby and obetima call the African post and I said the African report on my website or no wako kind this post here make a home send me. Now I will have Farouk as I reacted to coup I see Niger. Na ode another expose for abatuja me pesa obeka me ho na yakotie ensema Al-Wahab Farouk eka na me say wo mre no ka me ho na yentie ensema Al-Wahab Farouk edituja e we new to the channel subscribe to channel no na share ma wonu so ensa enkabi share wadwen e wo comment section na wa like video no so ama me yentie ensema Al-Wahab Farouk edituja
na ya musa wo ene ya da sore ya ku onu ni aka se sigini esi Burkina esi Mali ankenu anu no yada sori ya Niger team asamaba ama ho nsensem bebre na wodwani ade akire ade asamu ababa.
Okay insha Allah
ati for Joso
and it has a platform so coups in Africa. Coups in Africa, especially West Africa. Let us not forget that in the 70s, there was coup d'etats all over. In the 80s, there were coup d'etats all over. In the 90s, there were coup d'etats all over. Until, say, end of 1990s, and then early part of the 2000s. And Sana, coup d'etats ever stop. Kakra. For the last 13, 15 years a day, one would say it's a relatively West Africa, and a predominantly larger part of the African continent, no coup and yet too much at their episode until recently, as I started view. Where are we from? Say Overwatch here. In fact, my background noise in about
Papa Kafra Fache.
I'm feeding here very loud. Okay. So, Overwatch here, French West Africa. A quanya French for a faso at the tea room. A quanya or faso di a bufu, and the Mao independence 2 days after one another, out of anger. Following Ghana, a Ginipu, a friends and independence 1957. Ghana. Dr. Nkrumah said independence to the African, and precisely he was referring to his neighboring countries, West Africa, meaningless unless there is a total liberation. At that time, British and the French, now a little bit hesitant, very, very, very alarmed and worried. And to show interestingly, the Ghana gained independence in 1957, and a French West Africa started the heat. And when they started the heat, any agitation, the first country to start, Guinea, Sekou.
Right.
And Sekou was the beginning and then the founder of all the, if you can call it, coup d'etats at the time. The independence, any book, any pen or the what the pressure arising out of the Ghana Kwame Nkrumah's declaration and the friendship they had at the time, and Odijin coup. Now, Odijin independence. Short time or 23 or something years. Across his time, Omomi independence, Sekou was the only person who team called beyond 20 years. Oma Kenya post independence for Ninan, Obiako 6 years, Ebiko 8, 6, 8, Nigeria, Ghana, Omina 6, 8, 9, 6, 8, 9, and coup. Started way back in the 1960s. Now, if your country Niger, in perspective, Onu Niger no. For the past 1960, since 1960 no independence no. 11 head of states na abiji no. Only about 2. Baako no Madam Fo, Mamadou Isufu. Omu nana ye
democratically elected
elected. Oma kani nyina, you can name them. After Hamani Jerry, ebedi 13 years. Odini 13 years, only the post-independent. Omutuno. Senyu Kwanti, obedi 13 years. Omutuno. Ali Sebu, Utuseni Kwanti. Onsusu Wieno, Osmani, obedi 3 years. Onsusu Yetuno, Ibrahim Barry, Shoba Kaya. Only the Oma assassinating crowd office. Oma assassinating our office. That one kid, Odi Kum, a Uviano, Okum, your friend say, Mamadou Usman Vian, design, the only 255 days has the same, and also so Omutuno. What I said, and consistently, a bit do, Emma Maudu issue for sono, on the court 2 terms, any 10 years. Uchani 10 years, Pepe, and what the man, Mohamed Bazoum, we say, or no, the first 5 years in a Omantia. But the whole thing is a political class of the Fulanis. Make a Fulanis are the red Nigerians and Niger for now, almost origin of like Algeria form. Omuno na debia for all these years, no. Omaya den, Omu try say Ombedi country no so. And the military form so how could you say the Asian Ghana now sabi. The military was reserved only for a certain tribes because we will be ampe. And from military anymore. And these are the people the Niger government, the elite government, and then the political class and the they don't respect them. They do not respect them. Sure. South Algeria, almost southeast. Almost border with Niger on the Haga Plateau, Nuswa. Algeria town of Jeanette, Ufi Jeanette, Eba Niger site, the northern tip of Niger, Tamara set, Arlet, Asamaka, all the way through up to Jeanette, Agadas. Papa, there's a Tinusu insurgents groups in Kwanigusu. Oman is stretched to the eastern side at the core, Mali. Oman also to be in the Chad. Into that area, Jeanette side, Haga Plateau, no so, added the northern part in a botched. Oman also and military man, Oma Bedi Nyame. But they are seen as minority tribes. Usha Woma, your 2 tribes, major tribes in Niger, your black ones, Buzu Fono, and your the Fulanis. Fulani form crown, Kokonom Siskano, and the Buzu form crown, any Tuntum. Tuntum Fono, Oma Bushia for massive for the Kosuja. And now Koko for Sotina office. We say Bazu Sino, Omi Algeria former. Omana then Fulani from Algeria region. Omun Shada, Emma military forno, a face. And they are always very angry. But interestingly, the anger sparkling of the West African coup d'etat, it has to do with the French culture. Because
French wanted here on Modema, Yenuano Mombefa, so South Cote d'Ivoire, Ofa Niger for Mali, Ofa Burkina Faso. Sa wanted here the moment and Momo Peku, you know.
Yeah, because, shall I deal with you? Yenya independence in 1957. It took here 3 years. And Sana, British for crowd, MIA constitution, and then we became a republic. Look at it. So the French, the story was not different. Normally, they didn't let them have their republic. French foreign concept say you caught out of anger. Any independence, Obian sign said you will still use the French constitution of the 60%. Now, Mama for 40, Mobatiasiana, because say now we here independence, Romina Sanye, who was Sanye, how many your friends Dios, Omina Sanye, and that constitution till today, using the French 60% against the country's native country 40%. Oma abolish it, no. You haven't abolished it. And see, the time had come. Mama Bufuaba, but a quiet French for so Emma Womusa countries in Womu independence. Don't forget, Womu use 1 year 1960. And Womu ka Womu in boom and Womu by independence out of anger. Woma we April, Côte d'Ivoire, Woma Côte d'Ivoire July 1960. No ama Togo April 1960. No ama Mali June 1960. Benin 1st August 1960. Burkina Faso 5th August 1950. 1960. Niger 1st October. And only Guinea only 1950. The 1950 French were Guinea independence or withdraw it. Anything up to now, no, only Guinea, one man come and journey safer zone because of Guinea's friendship for freedom. And if you have countries, you know, all boys are being in the military, and no man say no. Political class now, Oma line the man French, you know. We cannot continue to do that. Gentlemen, 60% of your revenue deposit in Paris. If you put up the accounts of all the French countries, all West Africa, Paris, and I said that France, that amount, if shared to all the French countries, the multi-billionaires since independence 1960 till now. Assume you said Ghana from 1957, you see that the UK. And the boys are aware. And the French are still stimulating the same kind of the political system. Say, look here, the best start to dispose of the constitution. So when the constitution is thrown out there, it gives them a chance to start another republic.
So it is more of a boys and no more military and me tie a speech Burkina Faso guy, no, if I am correct. Traore Doko Russia no. Me tie ni speech o man yes colonialism and imperialism. And no can we be tina and they want to take over a country no. Eti French for no omumpe sa debia wamudo musika kogu France ni ade ntina ku no asha take off the current leadership no.
More is coming. And he said
more is coming.
Yeah. More is coming. And he said Mali Goita we call it the bluff of the French.
Assimi Goita.
We call it the bluff of the French. He said you use French as an official language anymore. A language now they are trying to draft the Jura or the Winnie language. Now they are adding at their official language. Traore boy are born in 30-something-year-old boy.
35 years.
35. Also through French. Now Burkina Faso, Mosi is coming to rule of an official language. They said the East Africans, you know, Kenya Muyibino. They are not respecting the French. In the thousand of any, he said, coup, NC, Niger, Abra Burkina Ayeku, Mali Ayeku, Guinea Ayeku. And look at those boys. All these boys sitting in a French legionnaire army. They are French legionnaire. And they're saying, and I'm saying, not cool lead for civilian leaders, you know. If our boys were able to protect them, no. And no more what is called special forces. Nana, the Obedian and one Abika.
So Jatana, what to say, Womono, and then Jatana, Mwangasa
area. Because, Sir Dumboya, my good friend, Dumboya, Ufano, special forces, and I didn't join French troops, legionnaire, and we did French Yifuchi, Edeko Afghanistan, Eko as a French combative a military officer, Abroche Niger uniform. Goita, French for Edenoko, Afghanistan. I get me. Obi special forces are civilian governments in the protective woman. In this Russia, interestingly, all these coup d'etats, see West Africa now, no. Why you come nipa? Why? Because special forces for now, omni a president in the hall. Into Mabufoba, ni acho, sign it, they do usher them, what take over, you throw the constitution away. But interestingly, which you cry, the one who went through constitution, no. Abdurrahman Wena, Nigerian, one to answer constitution, no. On one assuming home, echo 5 years, home term, no mandate, straight away. Because we see the safeguard, National Council of Safeguard of the Homeland. Into answer constitution now, Mamadou issue for Modiano, or answer no. One said bosom media, no just say they are not happy with the civilian government. Over to was assuming the rule. It is straight that one day after 5 years, no. Go to the Okazo 2 years. Also, you could back to back. And Burkina Namiba, also by one, Omopam Nona, we Tarawuri, also could but Osha the response are the natives and the citizens, the Ashim, starting from Dumbuya. Nakosha Nyama Dumbuya, Ayen Guinea. As against Lassana Conte, as against your friend is saying, Alpha Conde, The boy within this short time, Shaniama Wayenti ECOWAS to her, and Amuye Didi.
Yababa ECOWAS sanction so, but Yansha the world political structure. Yafa and Positino, African continent. There is a case where Okasa will say. France were more you can say influence over the certain African countries and then they ama this is a case where the world politics, the power structure is changing, the dynamics are changing. Over first now America and the West or the unipolar superpower. Then they becoming more or less a multipolar where there is Russia, there is China. That changing of the world power no having effect on the West African soil and Adia.
Okay, this is the case. In the case of world politics, who say Europeans, Americans in the US so almost 100 years. Europeans in the US 100 years. The UN still a stagnant world organization up to now. So politicized. By countries, it taking unilateral decision, and yet about 180 members and the association and as organization. America was assuming the road of world police will be an country or Koyadia. Disregard for UN. Now, the UN Security Council of the 5, Russia, China, UK, the French, and the American. Yes, Yeniana, the overlords, the American Ubin can be Yati. America, one colonized countries, apart from Kakran or North Africa, American, only colonies. Uni colonies be a Panama money in island Ketinketi ne Pacific Solomon Island or Gigiano and Ketinketi or United Missis and what the baby and was starting assuming the rule nor the power and what the rule areas. UK or no any France, they are the cause of some of these world's problems. Because on the core almost all over the world and will colonize UK be colonized about 33 to 34% of the African region, and France also be colonized about 36% of the African region. Portuguese for just only 6, and Spanish for being out, and Arab for so almost half French. This is self-determination. Libya, Nigeria, Libya, Egypt. And Russia, it was the same thing. Asia, Portugal, China, Macau, Kofa. And I could say, down. Yabenya superpower bia also the China obetima feed me. Abra don't need to be fed by the UK.
So they are creating alliances.
They are creating alliances. We are talking today. The world has warned, as it used to be in the case. British would have warned, say, Museveni, don't step on Russia soil. But now, no, Museveni, or not Nasu, are brazen everything on Putin. In spite of the world listening against him, only needing come succumb to our aid because historically, no, more fight boy independence is not the colonial masters who gave independence. And the world politics have shifted, and the white superpowers and also the super imperialist governments, they seem not to get it. France feels said, Obetim authoritative said, "Oh, yeah, Côte d'Ivoire." Sure. And then the two, Laurent Gbagbo, after the 2 terms, or tries and Quebec third term. The French said no. And no nama Soron Guillaume, who timid rebels, they divide the Côte d'Ivoire into 2. Our transfer for 10 years, or Wake up to Danani in the north of a Kronufa. leading to the elections now last Ouattara way back because of the mother or father who is an Ivorian, qui est Ivoirienne, politique Ivoirité. Omi introduces an Alasa Ouattara Kunti Mekruma president. After a prime minister, your friend is Ofui. Now, Shasa Alasa Ouattara Bedi undoubtedly, to me, is the best in terms of development after Ofui. Now, Oko first 5 years successfully, second 5 years successfully in coercion and Sanu Akotan in chain. Alassane Ouattara was able to change the constitution. Said, on constitution, first 2 terms, and no return with one party. In the case of, let's say, His Excellency Nana Dankwa for the
NPP, yes.
Well, you 8 terms nevi. Nemo betima jumpo ako joini CPK. Another party. Lord the Anusa Babe, San Oyeno, wetima succeed on 3 terms. But your French wakasa. No.
So in this case, you know, the same idea Laurent Gbagbo may 2 no. And no Ouattara are French for anyway because he is their protege and he works in favor of them.
Okay, only 1. 2. Domboya. The young man who was a general at the age of 36, looked at his colonel, look at the acceleration, what they call military power. Now, Ogade Alpha Kundi. I more or less said no of because we one town. Or yeah, special forces, no. Alpha Kundi, I didn't know French, training, boy, in the bit even on electricity. A guerrilla fighter. Alpha Kundi. Ucha in the first 10 years, only the first elected democratic president in the case after Secretary. Last year, country equal 24 years, Secretary equal 20-something years. Only democratically elected. But Alpha Conde now was G. Towards say, oh yeah, the first elected. On the kind of buy and say 6 years constitution, no what? We are 5 years. We try 5 years, you know, 10 years, and or change the constitution. And we did boy away, pull the opposition leaders. So I got 10 term. And I bought anything I said, no, yeah, to give you a no, so okay, Papa. Maso, also about 2 terms, you know. Is it different from the Mali? Also trying 2 terms, we are called the man a boy. Is it different? And look at it. Blaise Compaoré, mess will create Burkina Faso since Okum Sankara. No fee said he would do what or the Obasanjo forever. And the Côte d'Ivoire, Blaise Compaoré cannot identify his wife. He cannot identify, say, who know Janwi. Oh, Busa Blaise Compaoré. Adriana Parkinson's, the brain echo off. Ubia, the only name of Timmy Bo, Thomas Sankara, on the qua. Sankara just the question will be so be Sankara about him. Look at what it is. He's no more human being. What they know to us is a crown. On Jimmy Nancy, who can't come in. Why dead? You see, French for a dinachi, a man in someone or killing opposition or your BBR. Where is your ECOWAS?
So it is established that before say cool in your mobile corner, then there is some backing of a certain world superpowers. This is a case where somebody like Yevgeny Prigozhin, a Wagner group of Russia, were commanding the coup plotters of Niger. Say Wamuku no, in fact, a papa now demonstrate a liberation from imperialism and colonialism. Is that a case to say that Russia is behind the coup going on in the West African sub-region, Anna?
I don't want to say Russia. The boys are not mad. Omenin Frye. In the case of Burkina, say, O President Kabore Ochoho, na insurgents Abeguho, Omo Pretty. California that day. Now soldiers about say is looking bad on our face. Say we cannot defend the people because the commander-in-chief is not giving us the chance. The commander-in-chief is not giving us the ammunition to go and do this. If we look bad, sanity there, year 2. That was the case of Burkina. Who comes to say, me papa, me village, you'll be my machine no uncle. Now you will soldier new creature near Kuno, or me attack it. That was the case of Burkina Faso. The case of Mali was not different because she said from Timbuktu, France for them post Gaddafi dead. Omuba the Mali Gao area when you know. Then I am mineral resources and number 5. And the Goita was part with the French at the time because for no man call Afghanistan. So he knows what they've done. And to now can't buy one who Maliku Mali Kumini Pada. Maliku has never seen one day. They don't kill themselves. See the bay to see the bay. Konate to Konate, they don't kill themselves. The family in the BBR and Tuonkuno or Tuno no the natural chain. It is there like that. And to Woma Veterans study the system said the problem of these French countries is the French. In the sanitary there, any government be a French in the back no, we will take you out. We don't want you. It has nothing to do with the Wagner. Any another thing. Say Wagner and more munitions, say Wagner and more no. I do not want to know. But some of us from what we are seeing and what we know on the continent, especially the ECOWAS region, it is the failure of the ECOWAS itself. Since 1975, we have not made the ECOWAS work. And the Yama citizen, Senegal, the only country in West Africa since independence in 1960, when you coup. In recent time, an old man, Abdul-Wad, obeyed Senegal, the best in the history of Senegal, within 10 years of Koeno, Shanyama, Papaniyano, Ikrumho. The political son, Obio Trenino, as said, His Excellency Nanado, His Excellency Baumia, so on succeeding or no. When your friend is saying, Macky Sall, the presidency in Man, French foreign Macky Sall were in alliance and on protection. Abdul-Wad old man, I know 82 years and watching. Papa ni Nigeria, or Bawaman, Neba Karim, up to now, what the jail. You see, why is the French not talking? Now, Macky Sall, the same term now, Abdul-Wad, also a man quartet term, no. Macky Sall are trying to introduce, seeing the first time in the history of Senegal, a bigger demonstration at Omar District because of what? Ousmane Sonko, a 41-year-old boy, or a Casaman's boy, who be a person or a day, or support to say, aye, what do 8 years we are, 10 years we are caught. And in a consideration, where is Sonko now? Or the jail? Has the ECOWAS spoken? Answer is no. Have they seen it? Answer is yes. They are not talking.
But in this case, ECOWAS is saying that a year Niger for almost 7 days. Say, I'm hand you over. Mama Mincho, ECOWAS, when you done, ECOWAS, officer those times, you create ECOMOC by Abacha or the Nigerians can be Sam Ghana, 1 CD, I'll bet Madam Adonati. Sierra Leone or Capre, Mother Bioska, Adam Abari, or no 10:30, and you may a 2 canoa that will yan or Scar the bed on 80 or troop or the Baba. And as our countries in our ECOWAS, or more strong army on Bakuya Mali on support ECOWAS, Oman Baku Guinea on support ECOWAS, Oman Bakuya Niger on support ECOWAS. Ghana troops never call Ekutuna Nahani Kutu Niger. And of this, Jimmy. Oh, command in 7 days. Let me tell you, no sanctions. Quote me. No sanctions in ECOWAS had ever worked because me who African country Ghana ni 2 cities or Diama Togo Busia. Me who Ghana ni city or Diama Benin. Nigeria of Almighty. Our West Kano. Some country or West Africa. Nigeria abon Busia. But talk of Nigeria, Bob Busiano. Nigerian president Tinubu, Bola Tinubu, said they are going to fight head on with a coup and Yemei. Is that not a commitment enough?
Papa, winning BB, the Fred BB tea talk on the diplomatic circle. They meet on the table, drink tea, and go. Agreements are never signed. Protocols are never sent. Everybody is just like they dream on the ECOWAS table. And dreaming on the table no, is free of charge. You don't pay for dreams. But realities will pay for them. Tinubu, ECOWAS is serious, sir. With all due respect, President sworn in yesterday, Onyanya in the cabinet, only the minister, Bako, apart from service commanders or assessor, or rolling in ministry, Africa and less than ever. Which my ECOWAS said, are you serious? As a country, as a continent.
Ghana and Nigeria, you're careful.
I will not say Ghana, you're careful. I will not say Nigeria, you're careful. But the realities of the matter is that French, luckily, young English for them, the Omoyano, we don't tune. And yes, Sierra Leone, the whole hope, I had the my debut. I was part, and the Ghana company phobia meeting Momudin, you know, upon Riamo, your course swear my debut in the last your friend 6 years, you know. Papa, share my debut, enthusiasm, nearly, your friend is a free transport stadium, Kebuye, ending the Alex Koroma's regime and the APC's government, coming with his SPPC. I will be an Mr. Oba Aminuano was shut it down. If not anything, I don't cry there, Papa. When the Sato Loco had no time 19 years. Jerry didn't better 19 years or Sato Loco. I could go for two. And in a man in a tree, Womuka. Now, when you have chance, after Utu, Siaka, your Friday said, Utu, Sajmusa, a government, United Nations forecast no. What is Fasa and Sajmusa, 25 years and 23-year-old boys. All free Kromanias or Messiah Ku, no Maquire, Edith Yankama by Ubetra 10 years, democracy restored. And the Sierra Leoneans have hope in nobody done my debut. Mepacho offer in the first term, at the end they see a free town. It's a big deal. Adam Abawa, Barry, no on your politician, what in the UK, any estate management, coalition government, no cofano. Because I see two, you make Christians say, Yaya Jame Becon, Omdini Bomuno. Say, okay, Sanated Alliance, Yatias, for 3 years. For first 3 years, nearest reorganizing, near my leader for from now. O near you, and then what Timas crew, Echo the second term, ECOWAS Wakasa. It is what's one moment for a year. I'm looking at how Tinubu will fight with the insurgents called Boko Haram. Delta Force, Omo hunting no. Yansha how Nigerian troops. So what the Nigerian troops and me Nigeria, they will fight them head on. They will
Baba,
fight them head on.
Nabana benya bread idea ba studio ama me wadama. Show bi ameno na sha say we now wo Canada ntina memu no.
Hey, ECOWAS, the American.
Dabi enka chire. Watching bacho be here studio.
ECOWAS in chairman sanction ba kwa ye adwuma. ECOWAS wo ma sanction before I go. Table no e no butu no. Bibia nim bio. Enye pebiase and His Excellency Addo. Omo ma goita 6 months. Me ba cha wati bibibiom.
The refi.
And yet, a Peduase, Accra Declaration, and Oma Dumboya, 4 months, Emma, a West African foreign ministers, Ekowa, Boyanasa Koshia Umu, Amomu, Alpha Conde, or Himfa, Alpha Conde, Dumboya, Wayan statesman, Mumia Manona Canoso. So. Now, Moncha Quine Alpha Conde, or the your friends at Dumboya, or the Alpha Conde. No, Fanono, Wamane died Dubai, Sapapa Joahome, Constitution in your 2 years, your child said the Sibu Mino. From Conakry up to Sierra Leone border, Kamba, or the 6 months I asphalt road over 300 kilometers. Now, if I can't do him for they should set up well.
And can be a BC around the year. Men can't go but around the Kababwa.
I will never propagate but country by country basis. Will be our problem. I'm talking about the French and the coup, and I'm just saying it's more deserving.
And I make the be Baba. Oh yeah, Monsieur Yadi, then Casa Ghana, DBB.
Now say around that
Monsieur around the KBC here. I can be boy
and the Togo, and they also BTC. Meaning say, a yadema senior udiade or crashing opposition. I friend Olympio.
Savanos
Olympio. Wamana even Cȯup border ma was say. Open so be lead the country. Now we open country be there. Eden yan to mount. In effect, was our banning is all my name Cȯup until be fine wakoye. Ena or the other went to me. The main opposition leader don't bring a Kofi go. So that kaya politically. Kofi go was the opposition leader. Ma eyadema pressure. The whole Togo, we know be a winning answer. And now can be jitum. Rather, for one of them by joining my party. And I'm in my prime ministerial role. Not sell out their war party, but government anymore. Never have any solve. And no could figure or be joining here. Or joining we and also a prime minister Togo Fui. One has a Kofi go be a war fight to opposition. the same the case of His Excellency John Mahama. Nana Addo afreno in the case His Excellency Nana Addo say opposition leader Sanete dia brane beboame. Nanke yenya situation His Excellency John Mahama akọ join MPP no take prime ministerial role. Sana kofigo ye no. Omiye kofigo. Owie ye no when the 2 years prime ministerial no pam no ebe pemne. Togo nya opposition. Ninua ankasa. Eyo da ya demand ne ba half caste no. Ona na army general at the time of le papa no. Ne nua ketwa we say 4 watching it now. Are we saying say His Excellency the President of the Republic Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo Tinubu ene your friends Patrice Talon Alassane Ouattara Doumbouya West Africa ECOWAS ominim say Togo boy no say ne health deteriorating what them for more than 15 years.
Ono ankasa ni nua.
Yes, of course.
And watching us a jail 15 years.
Watching us a jail His His Excellency the President. Omunya aware na boy no say na ni nyina afra. Ono na ye ne papa ne backbone wo for no na at France woni Kabila Junior mo na mo kom disco. Mo ne Equatorial Guinea your friend is ne ba no na mo kom disco. When the gina homa ne papa but the papa wuye no enam so we no why no have cast nti no free your friend is say omu ekrom ho ne ma me free no military leaders at the time 4 by anom the man the next thing you no che ne brother boy na dem bepem ne enti Togo no
papa we no umfa nso ebe me wochena ebre nti wadaruma wochena no pa meshia wo studio your bookie appointment. Your bookie appointment.
But sure, I'm soliciting for public support to be I say my me look bad.
But I say what you know, make your studio. Yamenka so. Where Al-Wahab Farouk.
Sema Al-Wahab Farouk ediato edwa enye watre baby aku ahodo a esi wo Africa no neti efri a ochese ECOWAS omontoto ye bia omontoto ne ye ena ama ku ahodo esi ewo Africa ha na oka ensembe so efa Wagner group for a Erebi twamu Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo erikoto Anthony Blinken enim say omombegu anase Burkina Faso for abefa form abegu between the borders of Ghana and Burkina Faso, which is a threat to Ghana security. I will have Farouk so ede ensembi etu da efa omo a omotre say he doesn't want to know whether say they are behind the coup that happened in Niger.